Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian, and that is Shane, and this is the Popcast, and today we are talking about America's Got Talent, Judge Cuts. The very first one, boys and girls. Judge Cuts 1 happened last night, and we're here to talk about it. We're going to give you our take on all the acts and what happened and who went through and what pissed us off. And surprisingly, I'm going to open with this. Tyra Banks didn't bother me.
Wow, that's great, man.
Not at all, actually.
You're a Tyra believer. You're a Tyra believer.
She wasn't bad. She wasn't bad. She wasn't over the top. She did her job.
Okay.
What?
So
no weird faces. I actually enjoyed her performance last night.
So anyone can change.
Apparently, they were like, dude, you gotta tone it down. Like, no one's like you this.
I'm glad you like Tyra.
We need to talk about the elephant in the room before we get into this, though. Shane has been
talking about me?
gone for 2 weeks, and I attempted to do a Spider-Man review without him. No one watched it, like nobody. Pretty sure my wife didn't even watch it. She was like, "Oh, Shane's not there. I'm good. No thanks."
I was fishing.
She was fishing, but if you want to go see it, go check it out. Give me some views. You know, it'll increase my confidence, but it'll only give you a better show. Okay.
I personally thought you were better than normal.
Wow, that's nice of you to say.
I thought you were fantastic.
Well, but today we're talking about AGT. So let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. You want to kick it off?
Yeah. I just, I was really excited to get to the judge cuts. I was tired of auditions and kind of ready to get to the next level. The way they're doing judge cuts is this time is a little more obvious than normal. I was not a huge fan, and I know they've done this through the past. I was not a huge fan of eliminating acts by their type of act, and because I think they got rid of an act or two that was better than some of the other acts. And I know it's a variety show, but I don't think it was fair to some of the acts, and we can get into that later. But I think a couple people got screwed basically because of they're good people in their category.
Yeah, and we'll get to them because I think we're on the same wavelength when it comes to that. Let's start at the top, shall we? Let's talk about. Well, actually, let's actually talk about the very top. The format of AGT lately has been pissing me off, man. I am so tired of seeing half an act of something I want to see, and then a full intro, backstory, before and after act of someone I don't care to see. For instance, what's the guy's name? That's the piano guy. I always forget.
Oh, he always gets kind of screwed. They always show part of it. It's Darcy Callis.
That's right, Darcy Callis. So Darcy Callis, great singer, great piano singer. Chris Hardwick had that hilarious joke where he's like, "You're the guy that all the chicks ignore us for." But here's the problem. He literally comes out of the commercial, already walking up. They cut from him walking up to him playing the piano. A third of his show is being cut between his show and Carlos D'Antonius, right?
Right.
And how he's like, worried about the competition. And he's like, wow, so good, and his reactions. And then he finishes, and they quickly usher him off stage. It was like such a waste of time. And like I almost knew immediately, like, oh, well, he's not going to go through because they clearly didn't want to focus on him, right?
Well, they did that in his initial audition as well.
Yeah.
The exact same thing. He was
Very
so
odd.
good that they used his music to as a bedrock, basically for everything else that was happening.
You're right.
So.
And you know what's really bad is that when I liked the guy that came out after him, Carlos D'Antonius, I liked him last time, even if he was a little cheesy. But by the time he actually got to the stage, I was tired of him.
Okay.
A bit of him goes a long way, and boy, did they just constantly beat you over the head with this overweight opera singer, like constantly. That
Yeah,
like,
and
3 acts in a row, just like beating you over the head with this guy, and like by the time he actually gets up there, you're like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to see him on stage.
well, what makes it worse is he wasn't even the one chosen. You know,
Yeah.
so what was the point?
What was the point? Okay.
You know, I do want to say I would like to talk about Chris, and the guest
Hardwick?
judge last night from I guess from, what is he, on The Wall? Is that his TV show?
That's his current TV show. The guy started on G-Force Tech TV. He was the nerd on the street, and so he would go out there on Comic-Cons and whatnot and interview people while Olivia Munn and Kevin Pereira were in the studio doing the actual show. So he was like the backup anchor to the actual anchors of Attack of the Show on G-Force Tech TV before that entire network shut down.
Well, I got to tell you, he's totally likable. I thought he was great on the show.
Yeah.
I really was. He was a breath of fresh air, actually, to have him there.
I agree. I like him a lot.
Better.
He runs At Midnight and a couple nerd websites. You know, he's the real thing, man. He's good.
Nice. Well, I like that part of it, and you know, I think he seemed to line up with the sort of things. You know, he used the golden buzzer, which is something we'll get to, which we had talked about earlier. It ended up being a person that we kind of thought should have got the golden buzzer anyways.
Right. Yeah.
During one of the pre-shows, one of the audition shows. So that was kind of cool. I felt like he lined up, and you know, they're going to take 7. You know, for this show they took 7 acts out of 20, and they moved them on basically to the next round. And I just, in previous times they've gone to Vegas and they've cut people, and there was kind of this this thing about it. I'm not sure how I feel about the cuts, the way they're cutting people right now. I don't know. What did you think of the way they're doing it?
It seems rushed.
It felt like that, right?
Yeah, everything seems really rushed. And you know, there is a commercial after every single act, and
Right.
you know, it's a 2-hour TV show, and if you watch it on Hulu, somehow it's only 50 minutes, and you're like, oh, that's because
Wow.
more than half of this show is commercials.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And you know, that's fine. I'm not mad about that. I'm just saying that, like, if you're gonna rush it, don't also cut us off, you know.
Well, I feel like there should have been a larger. I miss the old. Here's everybody. You kind of throw all the acts. Everybody you've kind of seen audition. You get to see them in kind of large groups. You get to kind of see, you know, them. You know, they kind of showed that a little bit. They showed 1 or 2 acts sitting next to each other. It felt like a much smaller thing. This almost reminded me of when we actually get to the live performances.
Mhm.
This felt more like a cut down from a live performance than judges' first cuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. The format this year is not great. This
I
is
wonder why
not.
they changed it.
This is not going to be a year people talk about. I don't think.
Not so far. I mean, there's the girl, you know, who got the golden buzzer. You know, she was fantastic.
She's phenomenal.
Angelica Hale. She sang that Alicia Keys song, "Girl on Fire," and I was like, man, she is, talk about talent. I mean, she
is on fire.
But the second most talented person didn't make the cut, and I would like to know what you think about that. The Masqueraders got put through. The 3 old guys from Motown. They made it through over the opera singer and over the young male pianist, who arguably was my favorite.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, he even sang a Queen song. You know, Darcy sang "Somebody to Love."
Darcy
and he
Kellis.
sang it in his own way. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was amazing. He's an amazing.
How does this guy not get to the live shows?
How is he not getting a live show? He's not getting the time of day. Like they're cutting him off, using his work. I don't understand it. I don't understand how the masqueraders get through. Like, for what? Okay,
I think
they're good
I think I have the
singers,
answer.
but everything they do is just like, okay, cool, man.
I think Simon is pressing this variety style, which is fine. You want to have a variety of talent. I mean, of course, there are probably more people who sing than anything else. There's a lot of singing competitions out there. I know they have to whittle it down, but that kid is somebody that America should have judged. And maybe they felt like he would have gotten too many of the young girl votes. I don't know if that's still a thing. I know it used to be. I'm not sure why he didn't make it. I'm really shocked.
He's way more talented than the masqueraders. The masqueraders have this, I guess they have a trick to them because they're old or something. But I wasn't particularly stunned by the performance. It sounded like a few old guys singing well, like nothing special.
It was average.
It was average.
Yeah, it was average.
Darcy, on the other hand, was phenomenal. Like,
right.
Wow. Like, wow. And they gave him no time of day, and they kicked him off for these, honestly, mediocre singers. Because the masqueraders are mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Let's just start at the top real quick. Let's talk about Sara Carson, Hero.
Okay.
So Sara Carson,
act.
Hero. Right. Hero's the dog, obviously. I guess they did a better job. Hero is a very talented dog. He is actually very talented. Yeah, super talented, very likable. When he ran to Simon afterwards, it was pretty adorable. I guess she's getting through because who else is there?
I mean, that's part of it. She's one of the variety, but also Simon's got her back. I mean, honestly, I don't think there was no chance that she wasn't going to go through. She would have had to really tank in order to not go through. She's the, animal act, I guess, of the season. I don't know how much more she can do. I mean, I like watching dogs do tricks, but it didn't give me the feeling that I got from watching, the singing Trump, or Angelica, or Darcy. It doesn't. Those three acts, I felt so good watching. I actually, how you get that kind of like I'm really enjoying myself feeling.
It's enjoyable, right? It's entertaining.
Those three acts gave it to me. Those were the only three acts that I really felt that way about.
Well, what about the Baker family, bro? They came in on after Hero. Didn't you enjoy their bluegrass quartet? You don't remember them, do you?
I remember they got cut.
They were there for 30 seconds.
You
saw them for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you knew they were going.
Yeah, it was obvious they were going because you saw them for 30 seconds, man.
Yeah, no, so we're talking about Hero, we're talking about her. Okay, so we know that she's going through because they're they're representing a category, let's call it that.
And they're like the one in that category right now.
Yeah, so they're getting a pass, and so somebody's got to take the hit. So let's assume that, I mean, you don't even have to say it's because of them. I got a couple more acts that I don't really like that got through for the same reason.
Let's talk about
the Baker family. Well, the Baker family, they were forgettable.
Forgettable.
The Mariachi Nuevo Centadar, forgettable. Hey, whatever. They were okay. The Masqueraders got through because they're unique, I guess, and different old guys harmonizing. So they got it. What'd you think of Eric Jennifer? I got to tell you, that name kept throwing me off. It was the comedian guy that kind of had the buggy eyes.
Make some noise.
Yeah.
This is how I felt about him. Meh. Not funny.
He got more time. He got more time than people.
You're right. He got a bunch of time. He's not very good. He wasn't funny whatsoever. In fact, I don't think any actual comedians got through this round.
Yeah, so Harrison Greenbaum, who was the guy who followed him, who was kind of funny. He was in the last audition show. His set is like one joke, and it's like the second time he's done a one joke set.
It was literally one joke, yeah.
I'm not surprised that he got cut. His joke was funny, but it's like he's playing it safe. He doesn't want to say too much.
Yep.
Laugh and then walk away.
Yep.
You know, the Dancing Pumpkin Man never had a chance. I thought it was funny that Chris Hardwick was just like, I love this guy. I love him. He's like,
because
on
he's a
YouTube,
meme.
he's huge.
Yeah, he's a viral video. Well, I think it was
Yeah.
funny though when Heidi hit his buzzer and he's like, "What do you think about that?" He's like, "That was a fair response. That was a fair response." You know,
But she said, I don't think about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, she said he didn't raise the bar.
Yeah, he. When they asked, "What are you gonna do different this time?" He goes, "Well, I got this cape." Yeah. The guy's personality is actually really funny. His act is just stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't have a talent.
Right.
You know, if he found a talent, he'd probably be great. Hey, I'm going to do an impression. You tell me which person I am, okay? Ready? So I'm going to do a magic act, and what we're going to do
Tom
is
London.
okay, you got it,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that guy has no personality. Right?
Boring. And, bro, talk about the most expensive fail of all time.
Right? I mean, dude.
Oh, my God.
Is it just me? He went all over the world.
That had to have cost him a fortune. What an expensive loss that was, dude. You know what's crazy? He had this phone app, and he went all around the world, and this whole gigantic thing, and the guy with a card trick and a hammer beat him. What?
Right?
I don't. I have no words.
I got to tell you, I love that he used the buzzer. I love that Eric Jones used the buzzer as his prop. He could have used anything as the prop because the reality is the card was on the end of the hammer.
Right.
But,
watch out. There's people in our comments that hate that you explain the magic trips.
Oh, crud.
It's
sorry.
too late. You've already said it.
Sorry,
I
didn't.
Too late.
I felt like it was sort of obvious.
Oh, listen, guys. Just wait till we get to the last magic act. Oh, am I gonna rip this guy? Oh my God. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No. You're not gonna rip this guy. We are gonna.
Rip this guy. Holy
rip this guy.
Moly!
We're gonna rip this guy so bad they're gonna have to throw him off the show. That's how bad.
I hope so, man.
Okay. We have not discussed this prior to this. You and I have had no discussion.
No, we literally
happened.
We had a bunch of technical problems that you can see with the camera, and now we're just talking. We haven't even talked about the show yet.
We haven't talked about the show, so we're both okay. This is great. So Eric Jones getting through. I like that he got through as the magician.
I like him
because I feel like that act was really good, and I've actually been inspired by the magicians. I spent a lot of my time fishing, actually doing card tricks for all my nieces and nephews.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? I've been learning some card tricks, and I'm inspired by some of these magicians. So I thought that was pretty good.
You know, bro, when we're done with this podcast, when we're done in 5 years, you and I are gonna do a fat guy magic act.
I love it. Wait, really?
Because we can do everything that last guy did without problems.
All I'm gonna say is we're gonna flip coins to see who's gonna be the overacting wife.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see who that's gonna be.
Right. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're almost there.
If I'm Simon, I'm gonna be so embarrassed after watching that video. Anyways. Okay. So
we're talking about Angela Hale. She got the golden buzzer. She was fantastic, amazing.
She's great.
She deserved it. I can't wait to see her again. What about Dan Lowe and Oscar?
There was another one of those acts that we didn't get to see very much of. They kind of truncated it.
Yeah.
It looked like he almost dropped him.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of came forward. He had him on his hand. I'm impressed. I can't hold my kid like that. Yeah, I couldn't do those things.
Yeah, I can barely hold a Coke that way. So.
But what's really impressive about the first time you saw that act, though, was the kid winking and giving these facial expressions at the judges. I mean, a very adult facial expressions, and that's kind of what made it cool. This time you didn't see any of that, so of course, they're not going to make it.
What about Lara and Nika Tamarova?
Tamanova?
Yeah.
Okay, so
we saw
that
10
was cool.
seconds. We saw 10 seconds of it.
10 seconds of it, so it's like, you could almost say, well, who's not going to make it, because you don't get to see very much of them performing.
Yeah, they have this big elaborate performance, and you see 10 seconds of it. I mean, it's pretty obvious they're not getting through.
Yeah, they made a big deal out of Yosine Chi, the guy with the kind of the long hair guy. I mean, his performance, they really kind of made a big deal about it. I was a little surprised he didn't make it through. I kind of thought he might.
And they made a big deal about it, and there was not much to make a big deal. It's nothing too, like, this guy is not doing anything much, but they're showing the full performance from the walkout, the slow motion, everything. But yet the two twins with the crazy rope act, they give you 10 seconds up, you know? Like, I don't understand the logic. You're trying to make exciting television, right? Like, why are you showing us a full 10 minutes of this guy balancing, but we see 10 seconds of the twins flying around the stage on a rope 25 feet in the air?
I don't know. I don't even remember their audition.
Yeah,
I don't remember their audition.
Silly, dude. It's silly. The producers this year, it just, maybe they're green or they just don't know they don't know the format. It just seems like they're not communicating properly, man.
There's a little bit of weird. I mean, I know that they want to show as much as possible. They want to be able to give us as much as possible and keep it action packed without slowing it down. I get that, but it gives away what they're going to do. And a lot of people in these talent competitions or these live TV shows will say things like, "Oh, I didn't get enough time. That's why people didn't vote for me." You know, so you could see a little bit of that happening.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about Darcy Callis. We liked him. He got cut. We're bummed.
Yep.
We talked about Darcy Callis. Carlos D. Antonius. For real, I'm sort of glad he was cut because I was over him.
I was surprised that he was cut, though.
I was very surprised considering how much time they gave him. Like, half of Darcy's small set was dedicated to Carlos's reaction to Darcy Callis.
Well, and they always have an opera person. They always have an opera singer on these shows. So I'm a little surprised that they cut him.
Yeah, but he's gone. Kanian Shuradbat. Wow, these guys' names.
I agree with what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking.
Shuradbat. It was boring.
Failed miserably. Hard.
And we only saw a piece of his too.
Right, we did.
Yeah.
The next one was I have a bone to pick with these guys. Just Jerk, the South Korean dance crew. Okay, so last time we talked about these guys, I was like, I'm not really sure how accurate this is about their story. So I did a little research because I smelled a little bit of bullcrap, right?
Okay.
And their last time performing together, they keep saying that, not accurate. A friend of mine that I play video games with lives in South Korea. He served 4 years in the South Korean Army. He said it's very true that it's mandatory when you get to a certain age, all men in South Korea have to serve in the military for a certain amount of time. That's true in a lot of countries. Israel does the same thing.
Italy, yep.
Italy does something right. Except for they're not hunting people down that moved to the U.S. Okay? Mm-hmm. And by the way, 2 of the male members of their group are not from South Korea. They're South Korean, but they're from America. It says on their Twitter accounts. And 2 of the people in the group are girls. At best, that leaves 3 guys that happen to have naturalized from South Korea that are, for whatever reason, are being forced to go back and join the military. At best. So it's a sob story that's not even accurate.
Not accurate, or not very accurate anyways.
Right, not very accurate, not 100% accurate. And, when they start that way, it sort of takes me out of the performance. The performance was pretty good. That said, good. I'm just tired of don't give me sob stories. Just show me talent. I don't care about talent, Rich.
I actually have a little bit of a bone to pick about something I've been wanting to mention. I don't really like it when the performers come in and say, we're from Venezuela, we're from South Korea, we're from Chechnya, whatever. I don't really like that because it's America's Got Talent. And if they're immigrants to this country, then they should, I don't know, are they here on visas? I mean, how is it working?
Remember, they have an England Got Talent. They have a Korea Got Talent. They have
almost every country does, yeah.
Right. They have versions of this in their country. So I originally thought, they're from Korea and they moved to the United States.
Right.
And if that's the case, then I'll go for it. But if that's the case, then why this story about having to go back to South Korea and serve in the military?
Yeah.
Especially when four of your 8 members aren't even remotely connected to North Korea. I mean, South Korea. They're from the United States, like originally, so they're natives.
So are they coming here to perform, or do they live here? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's a really important distinction, though, considering that their countries have these exact same talents, and every slot they take is taking slots from actual people that live here, right?
Right. So there must be some sort of verification process. I'm going to look into that maybe for the next show and see if I can find out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The next app was super cringy old lady Ma Kitty.
Yeah.
That was like when it was hilarious when she was trying to touch Howie and he freaks out and he's like hitting the buzzer and like trying to get away from her. She was horrible. I don't know how she made it to the judge cuts. Just horrible.
I don't know.
I'm very glad she's no longer with us. And the next up, sorry, go ahead.
It was a good decision not to let her go through.
For sure, bro. The next up was one of my favorites, the singing Trump. So hilarious, dude.
I don't understand why that's. I think Chris Hardwick said it best. He goes, "I didn't know I needed that in my life until now."
Right? Yeah. Like I said
so
the first time. The first time I said, I was like, originally I thought, it's gonna be a weird thing where you just bashes Trump for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, it's an actual performance. This guy is an actual impersonator of Trump, and additionally he performs. And maybe both those things are mediocre, but together they're wonderful. So,
they are. It really is wonderful to watch. I couldn't stop watching it. They could have given me 2 more songs, dude. I could have kept watching.
It was so good, man. I'm so glad he went through.
One of my favorite acts of the night.
Yes. What about this is the next one? Let's talk about this guy, Damien Aditya. I can't pronounce his name.
Damien, I think it's Aditya.
Aditya. Okay. Woo! This guy. He performed.
I got a lot of problems with this.
Yes. Okay. You want to start, or you want me to?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
First of all, it's the same exact magic trick he performed last time. It's the same exact thing, and I love it how in both times he's upped the ante by, and I love it in a bad way, by using his wife as the extreme misdirection. She's such a
can't
horrible
watch
actress.
it anymore. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Obvious misdirection. She's a horrible actress. Simon fell for this, bro? What?
I don't know what the heck was going on. He's like, "Okay, guys, stop putting dirt in." I mean, listen, the people that he hired to do it, if they were dropping dirt on it, there's nothing wrong. They're not. It was so ridiculous. I was starting to think, is Simon in on this? What the heck, I mean, he can't possibly be this dumb about it.
And I have a question. Like, why turn the camera off? Why not pre-record yourself in the box and leave the camera on? Or maybe pre-record sand falling in the box, and that's what blacks the camera out. Not like, boom, camera turns off. You're like, okay, well, that's set up. Cool.
There shouldn't even be a camera in the box.
I know. But if there is
be a camera in the box.
But bro, if there is, how about when they're pouring the sand in, have the sand fall in over him?
Cover the camera.
Right? Like at least that would have added some more production value to it, because like when it just turned off, I was like, oh, here we go. I was like, let's cue the wife freaking out. 3, 2, 1, and my wife is like, wow, because the wife starts freaking out, dude.
With 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left, she's freaking out.
I telegraphed this. I telegraphed this thing down to I even telegraphed which person, and when he was going to reveal himself as the person. I was like, oh, that's the guy right there. Oh, there he goes. Cool. This act sucks, bro. He sucks. It's the same exact thing we saw, which was a different setting, and the acting is bad, the performance is bad, and this guy doesn't even have the gravitas of most of these magicians have. To be honest, the guy with the hammer had more performance with that one trick than this guy did with all the stuff he used and all the people and his crazy wife.
I would have taken the kid who flew all around the world just for the sake that he did that to guest over this guy.
Yeah,
I would have taken him.
At least some work went into it. Tom London.
Give me a break. I mean, I'm slightly offended that they're using shock fakeness to pull this out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but it's just not right. It feels slimy, and I hope that they immediately get voted out on the very first live show.
Dude, it's obviously fake. That's what bothers me the most, is that it's obviously fake. She's obviously acting. It's obviously shock value.
Well, then afterwards, she's like hitting him, like, how you do that to me? Don't do that. Like, she doesn't know the trick.
Yeah, come on, man.
She doesn't know the trick. She's in the back when he's doing it.
Why is she even involved in this? And he's like, it's okay. I'm going to be okay, baby. I need a bobby pin. Oh.
It's bad, dude.
I hate this guy. I don't.
All right.
I hate him.
No.
I don't want him on America's Got Talent. He is like he's like the used car salesman of Magic Acts. And I'm tired of seeing him. And I've only seen him twice. I don't need to look anything up. Whatever he's done the last 2 times are bad. And last time I ripped him up too, but I was like, well, maybe he'll do a better one. When he did the exact same trick, the exact same way, just upping the bad acting, he's out. He's out, man. He shouldn't be going through. And I hope that when second we get to live audience, I hope America gives this guy 3 votes out of 3 million and so tells him to go home.
Well, and shame on America's Got Talent for putting a disclaimer at the bottom of his trick saying, too dangerous, don't try this at home. Yeah. He never even went in the box. So, let me tell you something. He was never even in there. So, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to reveal any tricks, but there's no trick to it. He was never in there. So, okay. Did they ever uncover the box to see what was in there?
No, man.
Right? Those tricks, that's what you're supposed to do.
There's so many ways you could have done this trick. You could have had it where
he's not in there.
You could have had it where he went in the box, but then he came out the end of it and climbed up a ladder and put his hat on. They could have had it where he went down in the box, and when the guy blocked the camera, he just changed the positions. There's so many things you could have done. I'm not even concerned about how the trick was done, because there's 5 ways I can do this trick with 0 training. Like, you and I can pull this trick off. Probably better. That's what bothers me. Like, this could have been done. Imagine like Penn and Teller looking at this trick and being like, "Get out of here! Come on." Get out of here.
I would love to hear. I would love to hear Penn and Teller talk about this. I would love to hear their take on this joke.
Yeah.
On this trick. I would love it.
So many ways you could do this trick. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. Yeah. Well, he was the last one of the night, right?
Was it the last one? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna give it to Tyra. Tyra wasn't bad this time.
Tyra was okay. Yeah, I mean, she didn't have a lot to do this time. There wasn't a lot.
She wasn't bad.
So there were 7 acts that went through. We got Sarah and Hero. We got Magician Jones.
Yep.
We got the Singing Trump.
Yep.
We got the Masked Raiders.
Yep.
We've got Angelica, the Golden Buzzer.
Yep. Worth it.
We've got the Magician We Hate with his wife. And we got the Dancing Ninja people from South Korea.
Just Jerk. Yeah.
They need to go. The Magician We Hate needs to go. The Masqueraders, they aren't going to go very far. From this group, who's the best from this group?
Nothing's wrong with the Masqueraders. We just don't. And they're talented. They're just not worthy of $1 million talented. That's it.
No, they're not going to go much further. I don't see them making it. From this group, though, who do you think's capable of going on?
Well, I think, and no matter what, Angelica Hale is automatically to forward, right?
She's to the next round, but all these people are to the next round.
Oh, well, I mean, out of this group, like, I love Angelica Hale, but I really want to see the Dancing Trump again.
But who do you think could go to the finale?
Probably Hale. Probably
okay.
Hale.
All right, a singer. That's kind of the way it goes down. Okay, that's fair enough. I'm pretty much there with you. I'd like to see the Singing Trump a couple more times, but I don't think he's worthy of.
Yeah, he might not win it, but what would I like to see him a couple more times? It's hilarious.
If he does something, he could do something totally crazy this next time. I mean, just totally come out of the box
just
with
bonkers.
Like a whole Broadway performance. He could do something like crazy.
Oh, imagine
really up the show.
Imagine a Broadway performance, and he had other cabinet member impersonators in the performance.
Ooh, That would be good.
How great would that
Yeah.
be? Like Sean
Yeah, no,
Spicer,
that'd be
you
good.
know, yelling and
Yeah, they
screaming.
could bring out Hillary, dude. They could do a
Hillary
Hillary person up on the thing going, right? One of those. That'd be
Dude.
kind of cool.
It'd be hilarious. And what a great way to like heal a divided country with comedy, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's always the way to do it.
Country's having a hard time with decisions either for or against. You know, let's make fun of the silliness and just have some fun.
Yeah, let's have some fun with it. So this is a good episode, I think, overall. There were some things about it I didn't like, which makes for good talking. And I'm looking forward to Judge's Cuts number 2 next week.
Yes. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel over at youtube.com/mixedteas. And of course, facebook.com/mixedteas and twitter.com/mixedteas. If there is something specifically you want us to talk about, you can share it in the comments below. You can subscribe, hit the alert button to make sure you know when we're on. But you can also send us a tweet and be like, yo, guys, talk about this act over here coming up because I don't like them or I like them or whatever. And let's have a conversation. Shane?
Yeah, we'll do some research on it. We'll actually find out some more information about it, and we'll talk about it. So that we would love something like that. Don't forget to come back and check us out on Friday. We're going to be doing a review on the movie Valerian coming out.
Valerian.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm hearing some interesting things about it. I've seen almost no trailers. I'm trying to keep it that way,
Smart.
so I can kind of be really surprised by what's happening. So we're gonna watch that on Thursday. Do a review of that on Friday.
Yes. Okay. See you guys next week.
We'll see you guys next week.